What is up, YouTube? Since the Contention Guild War season has ended, we are, with, a lot of people requesting, we're going to be doing a Contention season Guild War tier list with all the best heroes. Maybe this will help you figure out what you should build, what you shouldn't build, what's good, what's not good. And yeah, we're going to break it down. So, let's get right into it. We're going to sort by, I guess, 5-star dark units first. So this is going to be for all around. So it's not going to be specifically for defense or offense. Actually, I'll do both. Fuck it. Sea Phantom Poultice, S tier. Shu, S tier. Zio, S tier. Roana, probably S tier. Ludwig, S tier. Euphem's probably like B tier. Ainz is D tier. Arabi's D tier. Arby is like D tier. Blood Moon Haste is S tier. ADS S D tier. D tier. D tier. D Corvus is probably A tier. DDR is probably A tier. Dilibet D D C D C D D D D D D. So I'm not really gonna filter the categories here, but basically it's pretty straightforward. S tier is gonna be like the units that are like super good, right? That's just like almost like meta defining / must have. A tier is kind of like one of those units where it's like if you have them, it's great, right? Shotgun DC is really strong. DDR is obviously really strong as well in terms of like Solitaria and stuff, which we'll get into in a second. But I think those are all the dark units for now. Light units. A Tywin is pretty much S tier because of Sea Phantom Poultice. A-Like is D tier. Alien is probably like A tier. Bellion is like, I put her in like A tier maybe. Just actually B tier. Sea Pabble, D tier. Conk, D tier. DJB, D tier. Dragonbright Senya, probably A tier. Emil Shroon, D tier. Flitica, D tier. Judge Kisei, D tier. LRK, D tier. Lionheart, D tier. D tier, D tier. Candy's like C tier. Actually, maybe like B tier. Luna's S tier. D tier, D tier, D tier. Solly is like A tier, D tier, D tier, D tier, and D tier. So we'll probably just filter all of the elements first, but really quickly, in terms of the light units, in terms of why we put them where they are, Solly is obviously really strong with DDR. Solly DDR is really strong. Senya is obviously one of those units that's good on defense, good on offense to protect that back line. So it's like, I would put it like borderline S tier. Everything the D tier basically just means they're shit. Like, they're not very good, they have no place, they're really niche. If you win with an attack, it's kind of like, very mid. I'd probably put Strays in C tier. Yeah. C tier is like usable in certain situations, and like if you have info. B tier, it's like, they're like good, but not great. We're gonna Earth. Albedo is like D tier, D, 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 D. A lot of these units are D tier. Blooming Lidica is like probably A tier. Celine is like A tier. Charles D tier, D tier. Justina is like B tier. Prevalin, Wukong is D tier. Iseria is like A tier with Dark Corvus, so pair them together like this. And then Lai is obviously S tier. Landy's D tier, D tier, D tier. Gala's like S tier, D tier, D tier, D tier, D tier, D tier. A lot of these units are D tier, unfortunately. Rimmer is okay. Roana's like A tier. Senya's D, 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 D. Probably A tier, D tier, D tier. So for the Earth units, as you can see, like we added Yoha and Rohan into A tier because obviously, and Celine and Blitica. Blitica I put in A tier because like in not just top end Guild War, but like top 30, top 100, top 500, like the Zio Blitica Shu defenses actually farm lower ranks. So I think it's pretty high up there in the ranking. So I don't want this list to just strictly be for like top end Guild War because it's not really applicable to most people, I would say. Celine, obviously, as we know, like into Sea Phantom Poultice is pretty strong right now to proc and stuff. Roana's obviously just really good if there's any counterattacks, dual attacks, Candy, Blood Moon Haze, whatever. And then Yoha's a tank for Janua. Destina's pretty good for like a reviver, like also paired with like Dark Corvus, Iseria, Destina. And then Rimru's okay if you have information. And what I mean by information is like if you know like, oh, you know, Rand goes first or whatever unit goes first, and you can just insta kill one, then it's pretty good. And then Gal is obviously Galilaya is pretty self-explanatory, I would say. And then let's go into our water units. Arya is probably like B tier, D tier, D tier, D tier. Do I even need to add all these units in here? I don't even know if I need to. Maybe chat can decide. Chat, should we put these units in here or not? Like, I don't even know. Ida is okay with Ran. Like Ran, Ida. Where's Elena? Pair them together like that. Put him in? Okay, sure, I'll put him in. Karina's A tier. Boom, boom. Actually, Sez is like... Where's Sez? Where did I put Sez? Sez is... I lost Sez. Where's Sez? Chat, where's Sez? So, oh, here. Put him in C tier. Summerbrick Charlotte's like C tier. KU C tier. Luna C tier. Rem dead. Peyra's okay. D tier. Actually, Peyra's like mid. Fumir dead. Actually, Kisei's okay. Where did I put? Did I put Amid in here somewhere, chat? Is there an Amid? Did I miss Amid? Elvira is like S tier. Where's Amid? Oh shit, I lost Amid. Can anybody find Amid? Amid. Oh, here we go. Put this together. Did I put C Pablo down here? Put it like here. Zahak Xeno, thank you. Lua D. Lethe okay. Elena is like pretty B tier. Amelia is like B C tier. F. Okay, one more element and then I'll start talking about each category. Abigail's okay, it's like C tier. Airmouth is dead. Bihu's okay, dead. I mean Benimaru's okay. Dead. Jacko's okay. It's probably put him like B tier. Janu is S tier. Monk's S tier. Polly's like C tier. Robbie's dead. Summer's like pretty C tier. Alright. So, after we've sorted out all of the units, you guys might disagree with the list. I don't really care, but I will talk about each category. So, like, in the D tier, what I would say is, like, these units are playable. Like, I played a lot of these units, like Ning Ning, or like Giselle, or Milim, or whatever. But they're really just, like, for content, right? Like, these are not units that you're going to be needing to build high priority in terms of playing competitive Guild War, or just, like, Guild War in general. Closer's actually C tier. Stenny's pretty shit. Let me just go through the list real fast. LRK is like C tier. Lionheart's C tier. Most of these units kind of suck. I guess Bree can go in C tier. Pavel, Lulucar. Lulucar's actually okay. I'll put it C tier. Yeah, that looks good. Arunka C tier. Non-meta, sure. Non-meta slash niche slash not. Actually, no, I'm not gonna use that. D is like niche slash non-meta, or not good. C tier is like good if scouted. B tier is like situation specific slash defense, or B tier is like situational defense, but good at defense. A tier is like a always good, and then S tier is like must build. That looks like a pretty good list, right? Emo Ken is pretty good into scouted. Sure, we can do that. Yeah. So let's talk about our let's go from bottom to top. Okay, so bottom is these are a lot of units that are like phased out of the meta, right? Like they're not very strong, not very good anymore. You're usually not going to be able to pick any of these units in a scouting situation for the most part, unless you're trying to lose, right? Spirit Ice Link can go in C. But most of these units, like, you're not really going to be thinking, oh, it's a Giselle, or oh, it's a Brigida, or oh, it's a F10A, or oh, it's a Winter, right? So these are, like, niche, not good. I would probably put them really low on the priority list if you're looking to build Guild War characters, or Guild War specific characters. Good if scouted basically means, like, if your guild does reporting. So what reporting is like, oh, like Rand goes first, or like 9k HP Genua, 10k HP Poly with Spatial Temporal Fan, things like that. These units are pretty good if scouted, and you notice that there's a lot of water units here. And the reason I put a lot of these water units here, like Shu, Says, Summerbreak Charlotte, Teiyu, Luna, Lethe, and Amelia, is because obviously Sea Phantom Politis and Genua is really strong, and in the lower ends of Guild War, since I've been playing on 4 accounts throughout the season, these are all pretty interchangeable with running with Karina, right? So that's why I would put kind of these characters all together, and yeah, Karina probably like good situationally, right? And then like things like LCB, right? Great into Candy, right? Great into Valiant, great into LRK, any heavy AoE. Hand Guy, same thing. If they have like too many debuffs, like Conqueror Lilius and DDR together, then Hand Guy's pretty good for a good cleanser. Strays is obviously good if you know who's the highest HP. If it's Blood Moon Haze, if it's Senya, then he's really strong. You can pair him with units like Bunny Dominial, and then it's pretty good. Where did I put Bunny Dominial, actually? I don't notice her in my list. Because Bunny Dominion is definitely one of those units in C tier, which is like pretty okay. Oh, it's just a 4-star. Okay, here. Yeah, so probably put a Washer Tree in C tier, Bunny Dominion there. Yeah, so leave it at that. Any other 4-stars that we're missing that are good? Sinji. Earth? Nope. Water? Nope. Fire. Akadi's situational. Okay, Kawazu sucks. I will not be talking about much about the niche anymore because it's pretty self-explanatory. Sid, no, Sid's not very good. So good if scouted. So Rimuru, really good, like I mentioned, if it's like, if you know who's going first, if it's like a Rand that goes first, he gives your team attack buff immunity. You can pair him with units like Benimaru and Abigail, right? Those units kind of powerhouse together and like pretty solid. I think Abigail's somewhere down here, but you guys get the gist. If I can find Abigail really quickly, but I don't think I can. Abigail. If chat can find Abigail, we'll put her up, but if I can't, then she's dead. Yeah, I kind of found Abigail. Next to Benny. Oh, next to Benny. Perfect. So let me put these together here. So Benimaru, Abigail, Sinji with all the water units, and then yeah. Okay. So yeah, like I mentioned, right? Rimu, Abigail, Benimaru is pretty good. Sinji obviously is one of those units that almost felt like it was a must-have this season because she was definitely one of the strongest answers in the beginning of the season and throughout the season to go against Sea Phantom Politis, because you can pair her with Soul Constellation. You're going to be able to push your team up. She's dark unit, so usually if there's like Taiwan, Senya, Genua, Poly, then she's like a really good option with Soul Constellation to push up and run double water units, which you can see here, right? Like Karina, Shu, Says, Summerbreak Charlotte, Teiyu, Luna, Lethe, all characters that you kind of pair with the Sinji Karina here so that it's really powerful. And if you're watching this video, you already probably know that by now, but it's really important that I put this in here so that you get the context. Amelia is okay as well as like a attack buffer. Mainly it's if it's scouted, right? If you know the HP of a specific unit and you can just kind of push up and kill one, it's pretty good. Polly's okay, but you need to pair her with a unit like Green Celine. So I wouldn't pair them together. Summertime Assyria, same thing. Like good if scouted. If you just want to like Rand, Summertime Assyria, Poly, it's not that bad. Briar is okay. Briar's okay if there's like a lot of revive, right? I've seen some people run like Blood Moon Haze RB defenses, or if you just need someone that is paired with like BBK, right? Then it's actually okay, and I would probably put the 4-star BBK in here next to the Briar. And that's that. And then, so with the Briar and the BBK, that's pretty strong. Closer Trials obviously okay if you know their speeds and you're going to be pushing up. And then, yeah, Closer Trials okay if you know their speeds and you can push up. And then, like, push up, like, Watcher, or you can push up things like Strays. Probably pair them together like this, right? Like, Closer, Strays, Watcher, pretty okay in that regard. And then, Watcher, yeah, Strays, Watcher, it's just one-shot stuff. LRK is okay if there's a lot of AoE, right? So people that are running like Bellion with AU Fiend, LRK is a power pick, right? Lionheart is one of those units that not super good because there's a lot of units that pen defense now, especially Blood Moon Haze coming into the meta. Like, you can't run Lionheart into Blood Moon Haze, otherwise you're just going to get one shot. So it's really important that you don't really make that mistake. Brieg's okay, similarly to with paired with Sinji, it's okay. Ocean Breeze Luluka is actually decent because towards the latter end of the season when New Moon Luna came out, she's actually a decent option as a cleanser because you can run her pretty slow because her passive gives her 25% combat readiness. So you're able to S3 and then you're able to just kind of cleanse out and then just tank whatever is coming forward and then put immunity up so the Luna's kind of nullified. Arunka obviously good if you know their barriers like Arrowell, Celine, any light units with Arrowell, really good option. MLKen's okay if you know they're a crit and it's like scouted, you know it's crit Kennedy, you know it's crit Euphine, then it's a pretty good option. Celine's okay into Blood Moon Haze as a natural counter because if you pair her with a unit like Rowana, then she's just a powerhouse with Aras as well. Pretty strong. And I think we need to put Aras in the list here because I don't think we have him. He's a 3-star. Aras would be paired with our Celine. Probably put it like down here. And then Bunny Dom obviously really good if you know that their extra turn per character goes first. Akadi is good as a pseudo cleanser if you need to tank a water unit like Karina, and yeah, that's good if that's basically the good if scouted. Situational but good at defense. This category is basically they're too good of a character to basically put in good if scouted. Right, Arya is obviously really gear gap heavy, but a lot of people like playing Christy Arya or like Carmen Arya or Abigail Arya is pretty strong. Candy, Bellion, and Euphine, these are like no one's going to complain if you get these, right? And these are obviously characters that are worth building because they're going to be not just good at Guild War, but good in like every other aspect of the game. Obviously, Bellion now can deny Luna, really good on defense. 3F Bellion has been really getting popularized. And then these two can be on injury or any build in Guild War, right? And then Payra is obviously good if you are going to need a cleave in your fast gear on Payra, then it's okay. You can't put her in D or C. Amid, Kisei, Calvo, obviously still really strong. If they don't have anything like Candy or AU Fiend, and they don't like, it's just OP, right? Amid double pushes Kisei, you S3, S2, Calvo, S2, S3, and the game is literally over. Like, there isn't really anything that can stop it because you have so much damage. So yeah, I would say Amid, Kisei, Calvo is like still really good in the mid ranks of Guild War. Elena's okay. If there's a lot of AoE, you can guarantee a turn with Elena. Elena's like, I have to put her up here because like, she's really strong when you buff stack because Elena, Candy, and like LCB was really strong last season, and I think like she's still really strong when you need some AoE, and there's 3 units that do AoE, you can guarantee a turn. Elena is definitely a very good option, but she's very situational. Jacko's obviously situational too, but you can use it with like Moncleave, Jacko, Ezio Cleave, whatever. Always good. Shotgun DC. I don't really think I need to say anything. Just reset Decor, push him up, and then Jover. And I would probably put the 3 stars. Arrowell up here and always good. And then Doris also up here. Probably take this out and then put Arrowell in here. And that looks good to me. And yeah, so basically, and Pillis, I guess. Pillis is also really good. Pillis, Shadow Knight Pillis. Here we go. And okay. So, yeah, that's Shock and DC, not much to say. DDR Solitaria is obviously really strong when you pair with a unit like Elvira, because you can shut down the Euphine and just like put injury down, and it's just like giga OP. Senya is obviously really good because good in defense and also really good in the sense where if you backline a unit that's like, you know, like Yulha or Green Celine or whatever units that can be taking a lot of the brunt of the damage when you're attacking, then she's going to be able to free proc, cleanse, push, and have a lot of survivability. So really strong unit, really good meta unit. So I put her there. Borderline, I would put her in must build, but I'll just leave her in here for now. Politica, like I mentioned earlier in the video, she's good in like lower ends of Guild War, like rank 30 to top 100 to 500. Like the Zio Shu Politica fucking farms defense, like farms shields like crazy. I don't know why. I have no idea why. That defense absolutely sucks. But a lot of people, I think, maybe just don't have the specific units, maybe. Yeah. But the Zio Politica Shu defense is absolutely solved for like 2 seasons, 3 seasons now. But people still die to it, so I put it in here because I think a lot of you guys are not, you know, like catered to like the higher ends of Guild Wars, so they're pretty decent. But I wouldn't build this for... This is kind of lower on the priority list, right? I'll probably put this here, actually, situational. Celine's always good because obviously... I don't really think I need to say it, but if they have any non-attack skills, Conquer Lilius, Sea Phantom Politis, Ran, pretty good in the sense where if you need to kill a unit off, you pair it with like ML Senya, Blood Moon Haze, pretty decent, but overall really good this season. Roanna is obviously really good for any extra attacks, any counters, any Blood Moon Haze, Candies, Mercedes, right? Any of those characters is really solid, paired with the Guardian Ice Crystal. Yoha is obviously great because Janua bait. Ran, Ida, Elena obviously really good for cleaving if you're really fast, which is why you kind of have to put it here. Borderline, if you're a cleaver, you just put it in the must build, but I'll just leave it in here for now. And then these 3-star units is obviously like really low resource required and really, really good. I would actually put this in must build, to be honest. If you're going to be a Guild War main, like if you don't have these 3 units geared or skill tree finish, like I literally cannot talk to you. Like you're literally not my friend. You are not a human. You're a circle. And I hope you step on Legos or something. I don't know. Must builds. Pretty straightforward. Sea Phantom Politis, triple S tier. Shu, must build because there's a lot of HP scaling defenses now. And she's really good in offense when you pair her with something like an Elvira. Really solid. Zio is obviously good if you're cleaving. Roanna, Ludwig's even better now with Luna, right? These 2 units are interchangeable with these 2. So this 4 is kind of just a powerhouse if you're ever cleaving. Blood Moon Haze is really solid, obviously, for defense and offense, if he just runs with the counter build, and then Arams will move it up here, actually, since he's a 3-star. 8 Taiwan's obviously really good because of Sea Phantom Politis and Janua, so he's just automatically must build if you have those 2 units. Lai is obviously really good if you need a cleanser. If you pair her with something like a Green Iceria, right, similar to Shotgun DC, you can just play some Shotgun comps, which is really solid. And if they don't have any injury, then she's really good because she puts the game on a timer, right? And if you have souls, it's pretty much free win. Gala is obviously one of those units you have to build because if you need to kill a tank, there's no better unit than Gala to do it. Elvira obviously counters all fighting spirits, so any Abyssal Euphine defenses, you literally almost always ask yourself immediately, can I Elvira this? If the answer is yes, just run it, right? Janua, I don't need to explain that because Sea Phantom Politis and 8 Taiwan are all really solid into the Janua. And then Naqual is... Come on. Do I really need to say anything about Naqual? Like she's just OP. She's just Giga OP, right? Yeah. Are you uploading in YouTube? I am. I will be uploading this to YouTube. But yeah, like basically, like there isn't. I think the must build is pretty straightforward. I think a lot of these niche units are kind of interchangeable into the good if scouted category. But I don't really think I need to go through all of these because like whatever you cook up is fine. Like Zahawk, we can move up because Zahawk Strays and Watchers like pretty OP. Ludwig's okay if there's a blue shoe on defense, right? Like you can make an argument for all of these units, but it's really subjective and depending on your account. But if you are looking to get into like higher ends of Guild War anytime soon, or just have a more consistent performance, I would suggest you guys build these 3 stars immediately. I would do that on a fresh account since they're lower resources required at least, and then just run on Spirit Altar and just build those units. Any units that you see in these 2 categories is basically auto build if you have the pairings, right? D-Corv is okay. If you have these 2 together, amazing. If not, you can still use them if they're not, but you have to be careful of their injury. Solid DDR, if you have 1 out of the 2, probably not worth building, but if you have both, then build them. Senya build, Celine build, Roanna build, Yoha build, Ran, Ida, Elena, we don't really need to say much. Blue Crow should be up. No, Blue Crow is ass, man. Blue Crow sucks. His time is over, man. It's no longer Rimuru meta. But yeah, if you guys have any, I guess your own opinion on the tier list, or you think that there's a unit that should be higher on the tier list, leave a comment down below and I can maybe address it in greater detail. But yeah, I would probably just leave it at that. We're gonna definitely export this as a picture, and we're going to have this in, yeah, just, how do you do this? Oh, download. Splendid. Yeah, there we go. A lot of thanks for the raid, Elvamage. Somebody please take care of the shout out. But yeah, we'll just field some questions real quick because I don't want this video to be too long. We started at 1:48, so this can be a bit longer. This is probably like the Q&A section. So you guys want to say hi to YouTube? Feel free. I'll probably pop the chat out so that people can see the chat. Pop out. Probably pop out the chat here so we can answer some questions. And yeah, LV, thank you for the raid, man. I really appreciate it. Did anybody do the shout out yet? If not, thank you for the raid. So what is this? Albedo isn't good. No, Albedo sucks. What is this? Not the GB. Raz is must have. Yeah, Raz is must have because it's a really low resource. Like not a lot of resources are required, and if you're ever running, like if you need like a bastion, you need to protect the backline unit. It's really good, right? Especially pair it with something like a Gala, it could be pretty decent. Especially if you're running like a Genua bait. Hello everybody. ARS is unplayable against debuffers. The whole meta is debuffers. Oh, talk about RTA. You better be defending Roana is always good because not beating any of the allegations herself. I mean Roana's always good. Good solid Guild War defense. Celine's in the always good section. But yeah. There's not a lot of Q&A, so I think we're probably just going to end the video here. So yeah, like I said, if you guys have any questions, just leave it in the YouTube comments. I'll try to get to it. And yeah, thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys like the Guild War tier list. I think this has been long overdue. But if you have some units that you guys want to build and you're not sure and it's not on the list, or if it's in a category that you disagree with, join my Discord. It's going to be in the description if you guys feel the need to ask questions. More than happy to answer any questions there. And yeah. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video. So have a great day. Bye.